Okay, I'm gonna attempt a pairing of my green bottle blues. This is my female right here, and I'm just getting the male out of his enclosure. This is I've tried my male several times that I have. He's hooked out, but I think he's been hooked out a long time, and he really doesn't want anything to do with her. So I got another hooked out male from Stacy and Brian, which just barely hooked out, and thanks to them, we're gonna try to do a pairing with theirs. So I'm just now ushering the male over. Okay, their male is now in her web, or in her enclosure. Let's see, I'll turn the camera real quick so you can see him. Oops, sorry about that. So there's the male. It's gonna be a little bit jiggly for a minute because I'm trying to do multiple things at one time. So we're gonna let him just sit there for a minute, and I mean, he's got his front feet in her web, so hopefully that he can sense her, and we'll start getting him to react appropriately and tapping. The other male that I have, you know, he'd run around this whole enclosure and just didn't pay attention to anything. He didn't tap, he just wandered, and it was pretty dangerous for him. He just wasn't doing what he needed to do. And this may be a long video, but I want a good egg sac out of these. I want it to really go well, so we're not going to rush anything and pull them out if they don't, you know, if they're not doing what I think they should be doing. Try again later. But like I said, he hooked out really recently. Already did a sperm web. He's really fresh. He'd be a great one. Now I'm going to tap on his leg a little bit and see if I can get him down in here just a little bit without scaring him. Definitely don't want to scare him. Don't want him running into her. There we go. Let's see if I can get an angle to get them both in here. Excuse me. Yeah, this kind of sucks. You know, just sitting here. I want to speed it up, you know, I'm really impatient. I want him to tap, but I can't force him to start tapping, so hopefully he starts letting her know that he's interested. Okay, well, I'm gonna cut the video because, you know, I don't want to have you guys sit here and wait for half an hour, you know, but I don't want to rush him either. So I'll cut the video, I'll turn it back on once things start moving along. Okay, we're definitely we're updating this real quick. They're definitely reacting to each other a little bit. He's moving into her, she's turned around. So we're gonna let this play for a minute. Ah, she's tapping. I saw her tap. That's good. There she is, she's tapping. That's what we want. Now if I get him to tap, she's tapping. Again, this is my Green Bottle Blues. This is Brian and Stacy's male, my female. He's moving nice and careful. So let me update you on this, okay? I tried to mate with my male. I have a hooked out male that was given to me. It's been given to me a while ago, so I know he's been hooked out. He was hooked out when he gave to me. They didn't know he was hooked out. So I don't know when it was that he hooked out, but it was quite a while. I couldn't get any good reaction, not from her, not from him. Some friends of mine, Brian and Stacy, they had this male that just barely hooked out, a couple weeks. So that they loaned me him to do some breeding. They're getting really close. Anyway, so I also did some, you know, I watch everybody's YouTubes, watch some YouTubes on Green Bottle Blue breeding that people have tried to mating, and saw one that says that in Venezuela, that it's right before the rainy season that they like to do their breeding. This is getting really close, so I'm going to kind of pay attention, so excuse me if I stop talking. But anyway, they said it's right through the rainy season they do their breeding, and that because the food comes right after that, you know, all the insects and stuff after the rainy season. So I started really, you know, you don't want to keep your adults in very high humidity because it can kill them. It's not good for the teas. Actually can kill them. But so I raise the humidity up quite a bit. I really put a lot of humidity in their enclosures. You know, try to simulate what they may see in the wild on the rainy season. Sorry about my phone going off in the background. Everybody's texting me. Anyway, so I raised their humidity up, and this is my first breeding attempt with them after that I've done that, and so far it seems to have paid off. She never would tap at all, even with the male in the enclosure walking around, and now she is. And I think there's a good chance in part that had a lot to do with it. So if you are doing Green Bottle Blue pairing, I'd suggest before you pair them up, obviously you feed them really heavy. Make sure they've had plenty to eat before they get together, and then raise the humidity up in their enclosure quite a bit. It seems to have worked for me. I'm getting a better reaction. We'll see. Hopefully this breeding goes real well. But at least I'm getting a reaction from her that I wasn't in the past. Alright, they're getting close. she's a tapping. That's good. Yes, that's what we like to see. I always get real nervous, you know. My heart's racing. I'm starting to sweat. My hands are all getting sweaty. You know, I'm getting all nervous. Just because I love my teas. I don't want anything to happen. Not that I'm nervous that they won't get a mating. You know, I'd rather not mate them and keep my teas than have a problem and lose one. I really love them. Part of the family. I don't see them as spiders, you know, I see them as pets, you know what I mean? I'm actually afraid of spiders. Go figure. Oh yeah, that's going well. If you can just get her up, reared up. There's not much I can do, you know, just sit here and be ready to separate them if things go wrong. I wish I could position her, you know, I want to reach in and move her, get her off that wall, but I can't, you know. Okay, we're going to try to move this camera. Okay. He looks like he's playing it safe. He's trying to get her reared up. I definitely don't like the paws. Come on, guys. Well, it's gonna be a long video. We were so close. There we go. Getting some more action from him. There we go. Good. Get in there. I'm rooting for him. I agree with him. I wouldn't want her up on that wall either. Man, this is gonna be a long video. If I was him, I'd take it slow too, though, you know? Make sure you're not gonna get eaten. I think if she wasn't up halfway on that wall, it had already been done. There we go again. Come on, come on. That was a little bit. There we go. That's what we want to see. I don't know. I wouldn't say that was successful. He sure tried, though. That was as close as we've gotten. And here he goes again, another attempt. And he's getting so close. They are all both doing really well though. I mean, for mating and pairing teas up, you know, this lack of aggression is definitely, you know, I'm not so nervous and my heart's not pounding like it was, you know. Now that they're acting well together, I'm still on guard. I got my tweezers, I got a fishnet in hand, you know, to separate them if it needs be, but they're doing well. I don't see anything right now that's too concerning, that's got me overly nervous. There we go. That's a good guy. There we go. That was a good one. So yeah, I highly recommend before you pair up your green bottles to raise the humidity up. One thing is when you raise the humidity up, you get the ground wet. They don't like standing on it, so they'll web above the water, above the substrate. So when you put the male in, he can sense, he can smell her. So, you know, I put this female in this breeding cage, so it gives them a lot more room. I didn't do it in her normal enclosure. As soon as she molted, I put her in this breeding cage because I knew I was going to be breeding her. And then I raised that humidity up, and as you can see, we're getting a great pairing of the two. Brian and Stacy are going to be so happy. We're going to split the egg sac, so I know they're rooting for him right now. All right. He caught his breath and back at it again. A little bit of green bottle breeding. Nice, that's a good one. Ooh, look at that save. How's that for a save? Woohoo! That's why we get ready. That's why we're ready. That's why we're always ready. Nice. Well, that's done. Everybody's okay. There's the male. There's the female. Went bad there for a minute. They fell. And they're definitely done. So, but I think we had a good successful there. And, whoa, that got my heart going. Brian and Stacy, your male's okay. So, he's alright. She's alright. Everybody's good. Everybody's whole. Man, that was crazy. But that's why we got to be careful and get him, you know, no more bad breeding videos, you know what I mean? And Brian and Stacy, that was when I did that bad breeding with the Pedersini, that was their male. So I was not going to lose another one. But there he is. He's good. He did a good job. What a stud. Survived the end. What a finale, huh? Okay, well, I'm going to get them all put in their own enclosures because he's wandering around. And appreciate everybody for watching. Leave your comments. Tell me what you think.